This place was the scene of one of the worst atrocities during World War II by the Japanese on US servicemen. 150 American prisoners of war were rounded up and set on fire by the Japanese. Disgusting, right? I've come here to pay my respects to those that perished, but I also want the backstory. I'm Jeff, by the way. Before the Second World War, Palawan was virtually untouched. It was a pristine tropical island, untouched. And then the Japanese invaded and everything changed. Palawan, one of the most beautiful islands in the world, one of the most beautiful islands in the Philippines. Yet it didn't escape the horrors of the Second World War. And this place here, Plaza Cuartel, was one of the sites of one of the worst atrocities in the Second World War. It happened to the American soldiers at the hands of the Japanese, as you can imagine. It was once a barracks, this place, but now it's quite a calm, windswept, peaceful garden, like a memorial garden. So it hides some of the horrors that happened here. So I've come to pay my respects to brothers in arms by proxy, if you like, because as a British veteran, when I'm waiting to go to the airport, I'm carrying 2 bags around. But I've got a few hours to kill. So I thought I'd come and pay my respects and tell you the story of what happened in this place, Plaza Cuartel. But, on December 14th, 1944, with the Japanese expecting the arrival of an American forces, they had prisoners of war, so they shoved them into an air raid shelter. They then started pouring gasoline into the air raid shelter, and then with torches set the gasoline on fire, and then threw hand grenades in. Some of the prisoners managed to escape and run out, but they were either machine gunned down or bayoneted or even clubbed by the Japanese soldiers waiting outside. You can't envisage how it would have been for them poor guys. 150 guys, 150 soldiers, and miraculously 11 escaped. 11 managed to escape and live to tell the tale and make sure that the atrocities were never forgotten. It's an absolutely horrific story for the 139 American servicemen who died that day, but it's also a story of valour and bravery of the guys who escaped and lived to tell the tale. But I don't do it justice here. I don't think I do the whole story justice, and I'm going to come back and do it properly another day. But for now, I'll leave some links in the description below so you can follow and go to the website and read the accounts, especially of Glenn McDowell. It's a fascinating story. The memorial holds the names of the 139 guys who perished that day. The sculpture on top, it was designed and sculpted by an ex-prisoner of war. He was actually a prisoner of war at this camp, Camp 10A. But he wasn't here on the day of the massacre, because after 5 escape attempts from this camp, he was transferred to Manila, so he missed the day of the Palawan massacre. I've heard of the sculpture being criticised for being too graphic. A prisoner of war, emaciated with his ribs showing, flames round his feet, trapped in barbed wire as he tries to make his escape. I think it's a perfect way to depict the horrors of war.